Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's good to be here. We had a good time this week. We did 3 messages on the same subject, and God, I believe, showed up in every one of the messages. We took a verse out of John 14, just to give you a little background. In the end of John 13 is when Peter basically was coming to the Lord, and the Lord had to tell him that you're going to deny me 3 times. And then he went into John 14 and said, let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. He was talking to Peter at that time. And then when he quit talking to Peter, then it was Philip, and then it was Thomas. And then the Bible speaks of a man named Judas. It wasn't Judas Iscariot, but it was Judas. And we did one verse in John 14, and it was in verse 27. I want to read it to you real quick. Now, this is in reference to people that are saved, people that are born again, people who are that redeemed. In verse 27, it says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth, give I unto you. Let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. What I did is I broke it down very quickly to these folks in the nursing home. I let them know that unless they were saved, and I explained what being saved was about. And then I used the word born again, if a person is not born again. I also explained the word redemption and being redeemed. And I explained all 3 of them words. But you know, if a person is saved, then they're going to have this peace. It's going to be a godly kind of peace. It's going to be a perfect peace if a person is truly born again. If a person is not born again, then they have no clue as to what the Lord is trying to say and what the Lord is trying to do, because they don't believe and they don't have no believing in them. And this verse here made a lot of sense to me. It was evidence. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. It was his peace to give. And we want to know why there's so many people that are without the peace of God. Could it very well be that it might be that they don't know the Lord? If you look at that verse, he says in the last part of the verse, let not your heart be troubled, neither let it be afraid. You know, there's a lot of people in trouble that they can't even get a good night's sleep because they wonder what's going to happen to their life if they died during the night. And you know, to me, what I get out of this verse is the Bible says absent from the body is present with the Lord. If a person truly knows the Lord and the Lord has given them perfect peace, godly peace, genuine peace. This world gives you fake peace. This world gives you all kind of peace that is not real peace. I'm talking about real peace. I'm talking about peace that the Lord himself is the one that gives. And he tells us in this verse here, let not your heart be troubled. You know, if you back that up, and all the things that I wrote down in the message, you know, for the last week, you know, if a person is not saved and a person is not born again and they've not been redeemed, there's no way they can have peace. There's no way they can have a godly understanding of peace because they're without the Lord. And see, the only way that a person really values real peace, and I'm not talking about the fake peace of this world. You know, the devil and Satan has a fake peace that he loves to let the person just run with it. I like that fake peace. Don't tell me about that real peace. I want that fake peace. Well, the fake peace is not going to do you no good. You need the real peace. The peace that passes all understanding. And Satan is all about giving you fake peace. You notice in this verse right here, peace I leave with you. My peace I give unto you. It was his to give. It's his to give away today. If you happen to not know him, you don't have his peace. If you don't know him, that is. But if you do know him, then you have the peace of God. You shouldn't be troubled. You shouldn't feel trouble. If you knew you was going to take your last breath tonight, you really shouldn't go through any trouble, because the Bible said, I'll never leave you. I'll never forsake you. I'll go with you all the way to the end of the world. That's a promise that he made. I'll say it again. I'll say it again today. God is not an Indian giver. He doesn't give you something and then take it back. He gives you peace. He gives you peace that only he can give. That's what this verse here said. Peace I leave with you. Who's he talking about? He's talking to the saved here. My peace I give unto you, not as the world giveth. See, he's letting us know that he's not giving the peace that the world gives. The worldly peace is going to run out. All your joy and happiness is going to run out. He says, let not your heart be troubled. If you're troubled today, it might be that you might not have salvation. And until you get salvation, you're never really going to know the real true peace. I hope this helps somebody today.